What up? Uh, I don't know, it's like 3, 4 in the morning right now. I usually get up around 3. Lately, though, since I've been able to eat, uh, let's say breakfast at like 9, 8, 9. It depends on how I feel. And I have stuff for breakfast, so I actually eat breakfast now. Like it's not an everyday, it's definitely not an everyday thing. There's days I don't eat, like many days I don't eat. When I started this, pursuing my dreams and stuff, I was taking my dogs with me. So, I don't know, I guess I kind of felt left behind and stuff as a, person or whatever. Uh, so like I just made sure, like I was never going to leave my dogs. The What I meant by, or what I was doing there was when I started this, I promised my dogs that they would eat before I did every day. Like they would get their needs met before mine because like they shouldn't pay the price for what I'm trying to do. Uh, Again, I lost one of them. I got one here right now. Uh, just saying, there's gonna be a smoke sesh for sure. I have the ability to smoke some cannabis, and I'm gonna, you know, because I enjoy it. Um, Now, like minimization and maximization, we were just like I brought it up, got touched on through the different extremes of me and like the guest I had on yesterday. Um, and you can see I kind of shy away. I don't really push much. Uh, kind of like just throw my things. You know, I don't try to push them hard. Uh, I just admit there's different ways, especially in these situations here that I'm in. It's just easier. Um, Sometimes if pushing them can whatever. And I wanted to keep it smoking. You want to keep it fun, light. That was kind of the in the smoking sesh area. That's kind of where I want to definitely be a little free and everything. So maybe I don't know. I don't know. Just saying. Uh, but I guess I shouldn't have to like shy away that hardcore. I guess I don't know. I was trying to be a good host. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what we'll see, but we'll see something. Uh, Looking for a roach. I thought I had a couple here from yesterday. I think I smoked them. I think so. Uh, which is cool. You know. I got to turn on the second heater today because it's a little. This is what I mean. Sometimes it's pretty freaking cold in here. Nighttime, or whenever the sun's not up, is kind of that time. There's been some days though. This window, like, I could go out and mess with it, but it seems like I'm always so freaking cold when I go out there to mess with it that I just kind of don't really get it much better if I can. I don't know. I think it seals pretty good if I bump it because, like, in order to get any kind of internet connection, I have to have it like set up in this window. So, and having a place to sleep, it's soft and warm. That's pretty nice too. Uh, yeah, and again, you can kind of like from yesterday with the guest, like the opinions I have and the things that I found that work, aren't like as simple and straightforward as they are. They just don't seem to be. I don't know if understood or if they just don't work for other people the way they work for me. Like I found they worked. I don't know, but for whatever reason, people do have their own way of thinking or whatever, and uh, when I try to lay out what I've found works, it seems to cause issues, so I just kind of stay away from pushing too hard on that. Like when I have guests on, you might see me, I don't know, not push so hard some things, like, you know, just try, like, you know, it could be this, could be that type of stuff. I'm just saying, if you see it from yesterday, like, I was trying to keep a positive energy, and, like, I don't know, he had talked about, wanting to start a YouTube too, and, this being so new, like, I'm no pro or nothing, I guess, you know, I hit the record button already, you know, I'm already recording, so, like, I was just saying, like, trying to boost him up, maybe get him rolling or whatever. But it's nice having him on. It's nice having somebody else in here, you know, bring a little different energy to the show, I guess. How many people say, like, you know, my life's got all this drama or whatever, like, if I recorded it, it'd be a show, you know. We're about to see if that's true with this one. I don't know, I never really thought like that. Although it is pretty true, like, I guess I mean, I don't know, maybe it is a thing, like, maybe it's just my life, it has been really crazy, crazier than normal people's. I don't know, it's kind of, see, I don't want to get into, like, my story, because then, like, there's people that just somehow offends, because it's not always pretty on the other people, you know, like, I mean, my high life was a little tough, you know, and, I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, like, I don't know, because I don't want to compare, so we'll just drop that anyway. Like, I don't know, you all had a life that was tough enough for you, I had a life that was tough enough for me, like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it, it's definitely not what this is. That's actually the opposite of what this is, like, uh, it's funny because, like, I don't, as I'm saying that, I realize, like, somebody's told, like, plenty of people have all, have told me, like, you know, it's, you know, everything's my fault, and, you know, when you hear it for long enough, I guess that's why I think the way I do, because I know that in the end, everything's going to be my fault, you know, so, like, I'm going to do the best I can, so when it's my fault, at least maybe it's something good, you know, like, well, it's all my fault, well, it turned out pretty awesome, huh, I guess you got me to thank for it, you know, like, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, it's, you know, it kind of, like, if you apply that mentality for a second, where you do just take responsibility for everything, uh, it's unique, you know. Uh, I'm just, even the stuff out of your control. Like, fine, screw it. Everything's my fault, you know. Like, all right, let's look at it that way for a second, and, you know, then that's where the martial arts comes into, and, like, and I guess it's kind of like I was born to it, you know, like, literally, I mean, random strangers, it'd just be, you know, not like, I don't know. It's a long explanation. You'll see, like, you'll see through these videos, you know, like, you're about to see who I am and the way the world responds to me from kind of like my, at least like a friend's eyes that kind of hangs out with me, which is new to me, you know, like, uh, one that ain't going nowhere, like, I get kind of, you know, as long as I hit record, you know, if I get some people, if I get some friends with you guys, you know, bam, I got my boys, sisters, girls, whatever you want to, my people, whatever. Uh, you know, I have you right there with me. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so you see, it's pretty brown, dried out. But yeah, so good way to destroy the throat. Okay, we're not gonna say that. We're not gonna say that one. No, that's setting it up for bad days. Uh, I got a little. I can't believe I'm getting service over here. I'm not even trying to use, like, I'm not hooked up, like, the, you know, yeah, of course now it's working, but normally it doesn't. Like, if I was trying to watch a movie or something, I mean, I guess it takes a lot more stuff. This one's not really harsh. It's more, which is not. Oh, this is one of my favorites. And for the price, I don't know. I know how supply and demand works. The more people, want something, the price goes up, unfortunately. But I don't know if I'm allowed to put this baby. But let's just say it's caramel macchiato. Okay? I don't think that's name brand anything. But if these guys want to send me some of these things for free, these iced coffee caramel macchiato gallons or whatever I have again, 2 quarts, 1.89 liters. I'd be delighted. For real, I don't know. They might, my horrible teeth. Well, not horrible teeth. These are actually amazing teeth for the hell they've been through. Like a lot of people like to tell me, like, I haven't taken care of my teeth. I mean, obviously, I haven't taken care of the wisdom teeth. I haven't, like, had dental visits or whatever. But I took pretty darn good care of my teeth for a minute. Like, but when your wisdom teeth are pushing this way and that way, and like my teeth were straight when I was 18, and I mean up until I was 18, they're basically straight. Like, I don't straight enough for me. Like, I was totally fine. Like, you know, uh, there might have been slight little I don't know. I don't even remember being crooked. But so I was like 18, and this tooth, the one that you kind of see looks like almost like it's missing or something, it started getting pushed. So like, it's sitting there like this, started getting pushed back, so everything could kind of come up, get slammed together. So like, you got to think these teeth are getting grind together. So like, I mean, I've done a pretty darn good job of taking care of them, considering that was almost 15 years ago. You know, I'm just saying, like, I've heard it all before. So. The point is though, like, I would like a sponsor, or I mean, I would like some of this, but like, I'm realizing, like, are they gonna hit me because like I don't have the perfect, whatever. Got a couple flaws. Well, hopefully you guys, at the very least, don't get ticked at me for drinking this on here, because this is my favorite way to wake up. This is cigarettes, some weed, cannabis. Almost broke my own little saying there. It's just because I know now I'm hitting, like, once you get in, the, I don't know, society little deal, it's, sometimes you just say some of the things, but again, trying to fight for some meaning here. You see me drinking out of that thing, it's not my favorite way to do it. It's not that it's, like, less. Seems to taste better though out of glass. Like, and you ever notice, like, the thickness of the glass? Like, if you get real into it, if you get real into setting the mood for like the best type of flavor you could get out of something. Me being a guy who fell in love with coffee during this process, like once I lost power. The point of what I'm saying though is I normally would have a glass to drink out of and drink this with. Just so it recently has been injured. Like, it cracked all of a sudden out of nowhere. And not in my possession either. I left it somewhere. I forgot it. And that kind of sucks. Because it was one of the last cups. No, I got my mug. But I had a glass cup and a mug, a fork and a spoon. And that was it. I think I wanted to bring my I bought these, like, plates and stuff. Like, I guess, first I'll finish that, how, like, what I was saying. Being that I kind of felt like, so how I fell in love with coffee, like, for one, well, no, I won't get into that, but how I fell in love with coffee would be, so, when I first, like, lost power in my house, the very first thing I did did. Like I felt like I was receiving information. Like the first thing it said was, "Now you become the power." Like I become the power. Like I take the power. Like I am the power. And because I started going and getting water for, I started going to, I was in Flint at the time, and so I'd go down to the Flint River right there. I don't know, the sign said it was the Flint River. People called it other things. But there's a bridge that goes, like, it doesn't like go over, it just kind of goes, and it's just a little, but I mean, it's not tiny, but like waterway under the bridge. But the river's pretty wide and pretty awesome. It's beautiful there. Uh, and it's weird, you get around away from that area and then you find out like there's this park or whatever with this waterfall right there. Like it's actually up. It's not where I was going to. Anyway, so I'd go down to the river, and where I would go was like a fishing spot and stuff, and I would grab my waters and stuff, bathe up there, do some water, like I said I did elemental training, and this is what I mean. Like when I got into the water, I used the water. The way the water works paired with my exercise. Like when you're in, air is just a more dense, or water is just a more dense version of air. It's a more, obviously there's other chemical, atomic structure, or its atomic structure is H2O, right? 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. I believe that is its atomic structure. Or maybe there's like a actual structure, like because they show, like I remember the octagon or whatever, and then the pieces. But the point of what I mean, like, is that it's, yes, it has different variation, chemical makeup, whatever that is, atomic makeup, but it's still just a more dense version of air, maybe different ratio, but basically the same. Like I don't know, like this is what I kind of like to use. I don't know, I'll kind of bounce around and stuff, but it'll, like, this is just something interesting I kind of thought of. Like, if you can see, I don't know, it does have fluid in it though, right? You see how it has liquid butane, but isn't all this here that isn't liquid butane a gas butane? Butane in a gas form? And as I use it, the liquid goes down, and the gas would have to increase to take up that space. And the difference there is pressure. As the pressure is released, the butane, the pressure on the liquid butane is released, allowing it to turn into a gas, turn back into its gas form. Like the pressure, how heat makes molecules stay closer together? Well, pressure makes molecules stay closer together. So if you think of this idea happening on Earth, the water on Earth that pools and turns into bodies of water, lakes, ponds, rivers, whatever, oceans, those are all under enough pressure to stay in liquid form. And then, the space left after it's pressurized to that degree, is occupied by air in a gas form. I mean, other forms of gases, obviously, but the way we move through it, it's a less dense version of water. If you take away the like what it could do, like just its density level, it's I guess, I mean, at that point alone, I guess, yeah, okay, it's true, like, obviously, but whatever, you'd have to look at it the right way to see what I'm saying on this, or maybe you do see what I'm saying and it's not as hard as everybody's making it out to seem when I try to talk about it. I think it's most of the time what I get is just people don't want me to be the one to hear it from. They'd rather found it out on their own or whatever it is. And it's most of the time I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. I don't know, that's what I get is like, oh, you're a jerk for telling me or something like that. Or, I don't know, there's some type of insult. Like, it's always coming off to like somehow I did something wrong. I'm like, okay. But And that's what I mean. Like, maybe it wouldn't have been greatest to record all those 4 years right away, because there were days I got ticked at these people. Like, there's days like, uh, because I was just trying to be me, and these people kind of came into their life like they wanted to help, but their help came at this horrible fucking judgmental cost of like telling me why they don't agree, you know. And I was like, you don't have to help me to tell me you don't agree, but you can stop telling me you don't agree in such a rude way, you know. Uh, or you didn't have to like show up to tell me you don't agree. Like, it really didn't matter. Nobody's showing up to tell me they agree, you know. Nobody's showing up for support at this time. Uh, so it was like, I don't need that. But I did, really. Actually, I did. Because, like I said, through the fight, you could see. And this is like, I've actually never read the Bible. Not never. I just haven't read the entire Bible. And I can't get past like the first 2 pages. It just, I start going nuts with like how amazing what I'm reading is. The Genesis or whatever. Um, Whoa. Got some oily matted hair going on. Which is actually good for my hair if it would get all the way down to here, that oily stuff. But I knew I was going to get way too off topic with it and just kind of forget what I was doing. It kept spiraling into more ideas because, again, like, each one has its own little, each moment of this has had its little, like at the first start, it was just difficult finding a way to survive, like that's where Broly really hit me, like, and becoming the me I wish to be, really, like, it stopped being more anything I wanted to do, and it became something I needed to hold on to, because if I didn't have that dream, that goal in mind to make it through all of this, and like keep pushing, uh, I might not be here. I got, like I said, down to like 145 pounds. It got pretty intense, and with this training, I'm not, like, I can't rob anybody. I don't want to either. I wouldn't. I'm not choosing. Like, I'm not. That's not even an option. Like, because if I got it, like, that would mean that I wasn't strong enough to do it on my own. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not strong enough or man enough to take care of my own, like, to live in the world. I'm not strong enough. I'm not man enough to survive. I gotta go take it from somebody else. Like, that's not a man. That's not some big guy. It's a little kid. Little kids take from each other. Men make things happen. Men are out there building shit. You know, Women are out there building shit. I'm just, cause, like, I love my girls or women, like, but I know that they're people too. Like, just cause they're beautiful, phenomenal, amazing, sexy women, they're also a person in there. Like, if anybody wants to give them credit for that, like, they've got achievements and dreams and goals just like anybody else, as much as they are sexy and beautiful, and that gets sometimes that gets overwhelming to the point we forget that. Yeah, I forget. I'm not been. I'm just saying. Yeah. So there's one. I kind of tripped because I was like, what the hell did I just say that for? But I said it, so there it is. Yeah. And probably all these girls, like, probably just lost a bunch of girls for doing that too. Like, like, my bad shit. Sometimes I'm a little too honest. But that's like, being honest is not, it doesn't really have downside. There's times where it's not like you go, dang, I gotta be honest here, but what that does, like, for one, that makes your word priceless. Like, like, aspects of ourselves we stop valuing. I don't know when that happened. Uh, like, humanity on like a scale, like, honesty's become something, like, being able to tell the truth, or you know whatever, like, being able to value, like, take somebody's word and, like, you know count on it, like, plan your day around it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a rarity anymore, and that's something that needs to come. But like, just think of how hard that is. Everything you say has to be true. Because I've been doing it for 4 years. Like, I mean, I just, before I put massive amounts of effort into being aware that what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, uh, most of the time I have been out, it's never been like, I've never really, I kind of realized I was kind of doing close to it already. Uh, like, it gets you, like, being real doesn't get you, like, it'll show you, like, people who actually give it, who would be there for you. Like, if you don't make it 100% pleasant for them. Like, being a person who's been, like, so I've been, like, kind of, like, kicked out of house to house to house to house my whole life. Like, it's not like I was working masonry at 12. Before that, at 9, up until, I'll just start from, like, earlier than that and go in a linear order. Is 9 years old till 12, I was doing canopy tents, party tents. Uh, is like a ex-family friend, or he was married into the family, like, and it wasn't my I don't know how, but anyway, so I did that. Then at 12 to like 16, I did masonry. In between there, I did a couple like odd jobs, like, little kid job. Like, I was a dishwasher once. That no. At the place I did dishwash, though, I will say that was pretty kick-ass. I got tipped out and stuff, and they didn't tell me for like the first like 2-3 weeks I worked there. And then one day I'm like going to leave, and they're like, "Hey, you got a bunch of tips here," and I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "What?" Like, what do you mean? I thought I got my paycheck and that's it. Like, I thought that was what? Okay. Like, I just was super excited. And then it was like $400 or something, and that was like a full paycheck in masonry when I was like 10, so, or 12. My bad. So I was like pretty happy about that, considering my paycheck wasn't like $200 even, or more. Maybe it didn't hit three. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know what I was getting paid at that time. But I know it wasn't no $15 an hour for minimum wage, and that's something I am going to touch on. Does like the devaluation of I don't know where like it's hard because this is a whole like circular thing. It's a formula that depends on itself, and most economics, like most people who study economics, I thought we had government people who were supposed to study economics, but if if you raise minimum wage, do you think the corporations are going to pay those people? Like, no, the price for what the corporations aren't going to like vary their profit. They're going to make the same amount of profit. Then you raise minimum wage. But do you see what, like, the concept of that? The concept of raising minimum wage is people who've not ever worked now want to get more money for not ever working. It like defeats the purpose of like the job. Like, where's the incentive? Uh, for one, it gets you bad. I'm not gonna say it gets you bad employees because I love you guys out there and I think you deserve money, but I think it's ruining the economy. Like, because I won't go with derogatory. Like, we won't go with behavioral, the way it like affects behavior. Um, we'll go with the way it affects the economy, and that is financially destructive. It's the devaluation of the dollar. Uh, why? Like, where's my logic in that? And that's what you're gonna get is my logic. I don't need to prove everything. Like, if the logic's unsound, if you want to put it and test it, like, it only makes sense to me. But so the logic behind this is, if you raise minimum wage, the prices of everything goes up to pay everybody more money. Um, and so really nobody makes more money. No, they make more money as in they have to keep track of more money, but the value of that money is no more than what they were getting before. Like, call it what you want, a raise or not a raise, the value of the dollar went down as you got an increase in pay. So you didn't get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And you might feel like it might look cool or whatever, having a bunch of numbers, high numbers on a paycheck, but there's higher numbers at the stores, on the shelves. So, there's a trade-off, and that's, if you wanted to make it make sense, you raise maximum wage, like, you put the money in the older people's pockets so they can, you know, help and aid the younger people. Like it makes, and like older people work. We won't get into that part. But when it raises and like good raises should be like a good employer is just as valuable as a good employee. That's the thing that like nobody ever seems to figure out, or nobody wants to like take responsibility for. Like as an employer, you're supposed to recognize who's trying and who's gaining experience, and who's really putting the work in and the care in and doing this, and give them raises and reward them for that behavior. And when you don't, you're telling people you don't want good work, hardworking people. When you get like, because I've been in many jobs where the guy who makes problems and doesn't want to work gets a raise just to get him out of the area. Meanwhile, all of us that have been busting our butt, picking up all of his slack, sit there and watch this. Like, it's a good way to not make friends, I'll tell you that. Like, as like a leadership, you're rewarding bad behavior. It's just foolish. But and that's not the attack isn't like, or this isn't like an attack on new employees. It's what do you need so much money for? Like that's not the point of life. Like why you like I know, like I've been a kid and you want everything. It's not about wanting, and it's not about having everything. It's about how you do it with what you got. Like it's about being you. It's not about being the richest person. And that, if anything, see, I don't know, this is coming from a person who didn't really have money, but I always thought like, if you don't deserve money, if like a lot abundance of money, if that's what you think makes you valuable. You should be valuable without the money, because the value you have makes money attract to you. That's how it works. That's how it makes sense. In the morning, I kind of smoke too much. Sometimes. But because minimum wage, it's a blanket thing. Everybody goes up. Like everybody's getting paid more. And that sounds really good. Like it sounds good. But just because things sound good doesn't mean they are good. Like it's not all, like think, like, when you put it into practice and you actually think it through, it's the opposite of good. It's the devaluation, like, well, with the way it's affected, the way it's working. Like, I'm not attacking corporations, like, and I'm not attacking people in this. I'm just trying to point out, like, a lot of these solutions that, have been supposedly coming, arising for these issues are literally the problem. Like, the solution is worse than the problem. And whose mind is coming up with this stuff? Like if you don't think you can make it any better, just admit it. Like the worst thing you can do is not admit you're wrong, because then you just keep making the mistake. You don't learn from it. I noticed there's a weird thing in people where they don't so much want to be correct, they just want everybody to think they're right. And whether it's, they'll just fight for the wrong answer, like the answer that's literally worse, like a worse situation. Like we don't care. Like, this, it might be like a needle prick in your foot now, but instead of like finding that that's the real answer, we're just gonna say it's something in your upper shoulder, until you got an infection in your foot, and then you can't, like, you start walking on it weird, your body gets all shifted out of place. I'm just saying, like, you really run it through the process here, run it through the simulation, see what happens in your head, or whatever, in reality. It'd be better to do it in reality. But if your head can mimic, if your mind is able to retain enough of this reality that it can throw simulations off that come out pretty accurately, like, what the hell do you got an imagination for? Like, it's weird. As a kid, you play with your, I don't know, Uh, this was supposed to be about smoking. It's a morning session, so my head it's a little bubbly and random. I don't know. uh, and some things I'm like putting myself onto topics I probably should stay away from. Just gonna let them come out. I don't know. They keep coming up in my head. Maybe they should have been making a video about them a long time ago. Because like if they keep popping up in my head, they're probably popping up in a bunch of people's heads. Because I don't know if you're ready for it. But some of the stuff I've been doing seems to work pretty amazingly. Yeah. So I keep trying to explain, I don't know, kind of the idea or something, or what went down, like in these past, like to initiate this, or I mean after the initiation, I guess, like the get going part, and what kind of the purpose was. But that's what I mean. There's so many things I've learned, and so many things, benefits that, and some some goals are too personal. I guess obviously women are one of my favorite things. Like the beauty and the sexiness of a woman. That's probably my favorite thing, but not like. I'm not gonna say it's. I don't know. That's one of my favorite things. Food, obviously. Smoke, cannabis, cigarettes. I used to like vaping, but it's gotten to the point. It's almost gotten too good, and sometimes, but it's too expensive. It like for the good stuff. Like the disposables. I don't know. I've yet to have a buildable or like a rechargeable mod that can compete with the flavor delivery on those disposables. But they're too expensive, like $20 for a disposable, like, and it's like a 2-3 day thing. That's that's 4 packs of cigarettes. Now I know I have quit smoking, and I have quit smoking with the help of vaping. Um, Obviously it could be great. Vaping's delicious. I personally don't really see how there's downsides to vaping. Uh, like everybody's like crazy and likes to use likes to use opinions and lies to like negate things. So that's why like they keep telling me like lung da da ba, so, like there's all kinds of issues it can cause, and I don't know. I'm sure there is a way. I'm sure there's a way to screw yourself over, almost in any aspect of life. So. Uh, like I know there's probably a way to use it wrong for sure, but there's probably also a way to use it right. Like so, everything's good in moderation. An example to really help you, because like don't go out and do a bunch of dumb stuff, and be like, well, everything's good in moderation, and try to like ruin the meaning of that by using it as a pathetic excuse to like get away with doing stuff. But the point is, like the way to put this as an example is. Like there's people who introduce poisons into their body, and if they do it gradually enough, it's 0% harmful. In some cases, I'm sure there's some poisons that probably are just too intense, even when you do moderate dose to like whatever, it'll it probably still could leave damage. Like there's no way to probably get around damaging your body with some of them. I don't know. Again, that's like these are just it's true though. Like it's true. Your body like your body is the most adaptive thing in like known existence. You know, like I mean, your body literally changes. Your body will start to you will change. Your physical appearance will change depending on your like location and your environment. You know, your body will literally respond to its environment. You can see that just you see it every if you have seasons where you're at. You know, your blood thickens up. You know, in the cold, whatever. I'm not gonna really go into it because you know I don't know what that is exactly. And like I don't know if it thickens or that's like one of those old time rumors. You know, like we don't really know what happens, but we're just gonna say this. Uh, but maybe it was true for them. You know, maybe they found ways it was true for them. I'm just saying, like something might seem like a rumor to me or somebody else, and maybe there was like a lot of truth to it, and you know, the way they spoke or understood, because that's another thing. Like, uh, hopefully I didn't pass over like 50 other things to get to this other thing, because now I forgot what it was. I didn't really forget. But I do know I'm kind of jumping from topic to topic, or not jumping, but I just hope I'm getting some conclusions in here before I like jump to another topic, or at least like you guys get the validation that I at least finished an idea, and me too. It's always nice to feel validated. Uh, Might be the difference between your girlfriend getting a pair of boobs or not, you know. They're fake ones, whatever they are. I don't think I've ever felt a pair of fake ones. I wouldn't. I don't know. Oh, they look nice sometimes. I noticed some have scars now. Huh? Still looks good to me. I don't know. Anyway, this is clearly. I don't know. Real ones I love. I don't know. Real ones. I don't know how you're gonna make them better. Like you make them bigger. That's awesome. But are they better? Like, are they better fake? I mean, they're bigger. It is pretty awesome. But are they better? You know, like that. We'll save that. Maybe I'll get like a ladies channel going. You know, this would be small. I don't know. Well, ladies, hey, wanna come have a channel with me? I don't know, probably not, right? But still, if you do, hey, here I am. Just try to have a smooth transition after that one. No, but yeah, that would be cool. It would be pretty cool. Not pretty, it'd be wrong. Well, it'd be pretty, and it'd be cool. Like, so it'd be pretty cool. uh, Definitely be cool to have lady smoke sessions. Top off Tuesdays, you know? Throw down Thursdays. Freaking out Fridays. Oh no, flip them out Fridays, my bad. What? Wet and Wild Wednesdays? I don't know, man. I can go on forever. I got sayings, I got words, I got triple entendres or whatever they call that crap. I don't know. Uh-oh. Yo, he better not. Don't I? Yeah, I know. I'm talking about rapping, and you know, where is he? Where is he? All of a sudden, I don't know if I can say his name. Uh, he's the biggest. He's done like one of the most insane things for like the industry, I guess. I don't know. He's the dude I was talking about though. He's a famous guy. He, I don't know if I'm gonna say Shady. You know, like Shady, a Michigan area guy. You know, like you know the guy on the throne in Detroit. But I don't know. I always thought it'd be cool to chill with him or something. I swear I seen him one time. I was going down a trail And I was with the dude I was telling you about that got hit by the car. And the dude who got hit by the car, he's like outrageous. Like he'll, I don't know, so like he's got a great personality. I don't know. We're just gonna stay away from that. But anyway, I'm riding down the trail, and I see this dude, and I was like, yo, not yo, but for a minute there, I thought it was, M, and I don't know if it was or not. Cause like he kind of looked at, like, dude, the way he looked at me was just like, why ain't you tripping? Like you don't recognize me? And like, I don't know what it was. It was the dude. Like I waved and said hey because at this time like uh, I thought like this was like probably like 2 years into like starting my training and stuff, and I thought I had to lead by example. Like I didn't want it to be a totally bad thing when it became to me. Like like let's say this happens, and like I was like putting real thought into how this is gonna happen. When it does, it's gonna blow people's mind. Like have people ever seen this before? Maybe it's going on. I don't know about it. Like maybe there's a secret part of the world that happens. But the point was like, if this happened, and I was the first one, like I kind of wanted to, you know, not wanted to. It's like I felt the responsibility that I had to, you know, like I had to be a good role model. People are gonna look up to me, and I'm gonna set like, kind of gonna set the idea, the moral standards or something. Like I don't know. That's a really airhead or egotistic. Like I mean, that's like now I'm saying it out loud. Like it sounds pretty, you know, big-headed. I mean, like like who the hell do I think I am? I'm just like if you've seen like a guy like radiating thing, he might have some violent people looking up to him. I just mean like if you look at me now, if you look at other people's opinions of me, like yeah, obviously like who the hell am I to think that anybody would ever look up to me? But and you'll see it. Like I mean, you just but uh. I don't know if I'm gonna be egotistical though. I guess like yeah, I'm proud of myself. Like people should. Like I mean, I don't think it'd be a bad thing. I think there's a lot worse people. I think the people that are looking up to sometimes, like what the hell are they looking at? Oh, and like I don't know. They got a little too like I don't know. I'm not looking out there thinking there's a bunch of terrible people. Like I said, I'm just saying. Like with me, what I'm doing, I'm more trying to be like, hey, look at yourself. Do you think you could be better? Just in my life, all this hate and shade that gets thrown my way or whatever the heck it is, uh, and it's been a constant too. Like it's just continuous. But uh, there's something about the way like I respond. Oh, given that advice, like look at it the way you, because I've had a bunch of people like look at me pretty badly, and sometimes it's nice to just say I don't care what you think. Like I look at myself and I'm pretty proud. Oh, because a lot of people like to tell everybody how terrible they are, and it's like maybe, you know, turn your view back in on yourself. And I could do the same. You could say the same to me. Like I don't know, you guys are with me, so you guys, people. Basically, your opinion is like the difference. Is the decision maker. The observer. Like I could be standing by myself, and it really doesn't matter what I do. I like myself. If I'm doing it, I probably like myself. But then you get 8 billion different personalities looking at you, and some are going to tell you that what you're doing is right. Some are going to tell you that they hate it. And so the difference is just in the observer. Uh, and then again, I think that goes back to Schrodinger's cat. Like science proves that like belief and like your own opinion, like what's going on in your head, your belief, is has an outcome, like determines the outcome of something yet to be concluded. Like the results aren't in yet, and you have control over those results, even without touching it, like physically, without physically putting your hands on it. Through your mind, you can control it. Like you have some input on the outcome. Uh, Maybe I put myself at less of an advantage now that I give that, share that information. Maybe it doesn't matter because I mean, like I heard somebody saying like this guy said he looked into somebody's eye, like there's a commercial out there right now, and maybe it's overwhelming for people is really just the issue. But like you look into somebody's eyes, right? And like he's like, then I instantly connect with them. Yeah, like that's a totally legit thing. Like that's a legit thing. Anybody know like you why the hell do animals stare into your eye? Like there's a whole like natural order about that. And this guy's on a commercial saying like, so now his mom wants to give him shots or like she can't take him. He's crazy because he says that stuff and he wants to wear glasses so people can't see in his eyes and like know how he feels and thinks, know how he feels and what he's, kind of about what he's thinking. And like don't tell me it's like a disease or like some kind of ailment. Like okay, it might be overwhelming and maybe maybe there's something, but like you're gonna like they're turning gifts like what isn't a problem anymore. You know what I mean? Like a natural feelings are an issue. Like for I'm saying that like it's how it's coming off. Like why would I need some kind of shot or something like that? You're like I mean just don't make it seem like it's an issue. Like make it seem like it's a gift that hey this guy can he feels that so intensely that it's overwhelming. So we do need like maybe this is too overwhelming for you to be able to function properly with. We got this little shot thing that can help take that edge off or whatever. Like in a way he's so gifted that it's hurting him. Like as a martial artist for me I think that's kick-ass, and I think like just taking control and learning how like I mean literally like watch Superman. Like is it Smallville. I don't know if they would be okay with me saying their name, but I hope so because that's one of my favorite renditions of Superman. Like so Smallville, like please forgive me if you don't like me. Like the cast, the guys, girls, ladies, women, men, whatever, who own it, have rights to it. Uh, if you don't like me for it, like if you don't like me, I probably won't talk about it again. Anyway, but if you do like me, I definitely would enjoy talking about it because it's one of my favorite Superman renditions. And I know it's a little soap opera-y. Maybe that gives it. Maybe it almost needed it. But it's freaking awesome. Like, and I've seen it so many times that now like it sucks because I get too like I was starting to get too ticked off about all the drama in it. But like and I was missing out on the awesomeness that is the entirety of the show. I was focusing on smaller portions instead of the big picture. So I just want to like the point is like dude, who made like I did obviously I watched the credits and there's somebody on there who was on Seinfeld. One of the makers, I think, also made on Seinfeld. I don't know these. I don't know. He made a lot of things, so even like the main guy, I think. Sorry, it's the morning, and I'm drinking coffee. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, I farted. There it is. Maybe that's like a sign. The guys from Smallville are saying we don't give a shit. Go ahead and talk about it. But dude, cause dude, so kick ass, dude. Like, out of all the Superman renditions, like, who's done a Superman growing up like that and getting his powers and having to deal with them and like figure him out? It was such an amazing view of Superman. Like, I don't know, maybe it's been done and stuff. Maybe not that way though. I'm sure. I just want to say great job, guys, and to the actors and actresses. Like, I mean, you like some. I'm just not. Then it like actually clicked. Like some of those like some of those performances, like you guys killed it. And I think it was cool. Like, I mean, I enjoyed the idea of the show, the concept of the show, and then like the actors and actresses. And again, the first time, obviously the best, like the best. It's just so fresh, and you're taking it in. There's no real opinions or judgment till afterwards. You just kind of get it for what it is. Like, that first time viewing is an experience. You're lucky to get. Yeah. Lex in there too. Like, I mean, uh, like the way they made him, like his personality. And I know the actor definitely made that. I watched a couple things, and I know he's put his own personal touches in there. And I believe he's actually a really, really good actor. Uh, like, like, I mean, I don't know crap about. I've never met an actor. You're talking about the guy that lives on the streets. Like, like I don't meet these people, but performance wise, like from what I hear, you know what I mean. Like I guess they put their own personality in. Uh, and that always seems to come out the best. Like when an actor cares about their role, you seem to get the best results. Every look at Deadpool. Shit. I don't think he'd sue me, but I don't know if I want his attention. Like, I don't know if I got the energy to be defending myself with that. Like, like, I love Ryan Reynolds. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, I don't know if I can handle being around. Like, dude's got lines and lines and lines for days. Like, I mean, he's got jokes on jokes on jokes for jokes. Like, dude, I just wouldn't, I don't know. Like, dude would destroy me. I'd be crippled in crutches, like, socially, like, my YouTube channel. Just trying to hang out with him. But I'm sure he'd be amazing to hang out with. Um, Probably I might not be his kind of guy. Like I smoke weed and stuff. Like I might be a little too grin, dirty. Well, I don't know what the hell. Natural. I don't know. You see, I don't know. These guys look all like amazing and like super like their life's in order. Like shit's like they got it all figured out or whatever, or they don't and they make it happen. Like however it works. I'm not gonna say that's easy. Like to get where they get, like that shit's not like if being homeless gets me like this much hate for chasing my dreams, what do you think they go through on a daily basis? Actors, famous people, actresses. Uh, I just can only imagine. And again, sometimes I don't even want to because like the level of shit and hate they must have went through. I don't know. Maybe they had it easy. Maybe they had it way different. uh, I doubt it. Like I doubt it. So don't think that. Like don't think I'm saying that at least, or like even for a half a second. I'm gonna go with it was a bad, like it was a hard fucking deal, and it still probably is a little rough. Like not a little rough. Like so, maybe where they got makes it a little more comfortable, but or easier to deal with because they have more in their tool bag. But like the problems they face are on bigger scales now. Like so, whether it is like pretty nice and decent for them, they're still fighting jumbo, problems when they do have a problem. And that was the other thing. It was like when I was thinking about what worked best, like in the economy, I don't know. I guess maybe I'll just stay away from that because I was having fun with the actors and actresses stuff. Uh, I was just thinking, like a more like everybody's helping to make this world go round. You know what I mean? Or not the world. The world's going round. Whether humans have nothing to do with that. Like what are you guys doing to make it happen? So it's just doing that. The point is like, uh, it makes society function or whatever. Like everybody doing whatever the hell they're doing is making it work. Like this is all that. Like somebody's at the Burger King or whatever. So like the guy or girls, coming off on lunch just trying to get a bite, can grab something. Uh, and the point of that, like the point of what I'm saying is, like the pay scale being so different, like thinking that like your job, like somebody's job's more important than another job, is actually kind of stupid because you all depend on each other, so everybody's job is just as important as the other guys in order for your life to function that way. And I like capitalism though, because it gives it a little bit of a like it's a fighting idea, like style. Like, I'm not saying I want capitalism here, like I want the shit to change, like to that dramatic of an extreme or social, whatever the hell those things are. Like, I don't know, I don't mess with those. I don't mess with like titles or labels. I just like mess around with ideas that work. And then I get hit with like, whoa, like some kind of label all the time, and it gets ridiculous. Like, that's when I was kind of like, yo, I think we have enough labels anymore. Like, get rid of them. Like, get rid of half of them. Like, some of them are just for being like alive. You know, like, so there's labels for being alive. Like, you know, like, it's just ridiculous. And in a time where we were trying to like, you know, like the whole point, like, I don't know, just anti fucking solution is really what the hell like seemed to happen for the past, like, I don't know, maybe there were, I'm hoping like I was getting a bad feed on like all these media platforms, because the stuff I was getting was anti-solution. Like, it was like, here's the solution, like, you know, like, here's a problem, and you know, there'd be a solution over here, and then here's the worst idea in the world that makes it way worse, and we're going to use that one. It's like not intelligent. But yeah, I do kind of need a shave. It might be getting a little too long. Uh, Definitely line that up. Get the. I don't like having hair on my neck, and that's not really an issue or, you know, your guys' concern. Um, what the hell? Oh, I thought there was a little dog sitting right there. I mean, there is a little dog sitting here, but like that whole thing, I thought it was like a white dog with like a brown face with like its ears folded over. I was like, what the? Like a Jack Russell. Trust me, you don't want this blown in your face. Yeah. So, yeah, these are like, whoa, these are what I wear underneath, whatever. Like, I wear some kind of pant underneath my pants in the wintertime to help insulate it. And Dickies. I personally love Dickies. At least the material, and I know it kind of wears off, like that shine or that water resistance. But whatever Dickies is made out of, dude, like, it's just great. Like, for snow and stuff. Like, they're almost a snow pant. Like, they're almost a snow pant, but they're also like, you know, very presentable. And I've always been a fan of Dickies. They're just a really nice pant to have. Like, they're always, you know, they look clean. They come off very like, you know, like not overdressed, but not underdressed, but they can also be casual. Uh, so, yeah. But I do like to switch it up a little. Like, I don't want to wear them all the time. Well, I don't know. Whatever. I think it is nice to switch them up, though. I mean, when I'm walking in the snow, normally I'm gonna be wearing those. I got some like work pants. Somebody was throwing away or whatever. Uh, uh, so yeah. Um, well, uh, I don't know. I got a bunch of clothes. It's like when I started this whole thing, there was some things like I couldn't accept things from anybody. Like, I had to do it on my own. Uh, and I still am that way. Like, I won't take things from people who screwed me over, or anybody I think doesn't like me. Uh, and why is that? Like, I just don't accept things from my enemies as a Trojan horse. Like, it's a real bad thing. It's a bad habit to get into. You definitely want to check your shit, you know. But like, it's weird. People who fuck you over and then want something from you. You know, it's not a smart thing to do. I'm not saying I thought it through. I've been around a lot of bad people. Like a lot of people, not a lot of bad people, just a lot of people who operate in bad ways. Like, and just aren't aware of it. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure there's some I'm doing. Like, or maybe they're just tolerable. Like, maybe they're not so bad that they like stand out to such a degree. But there are some people that are not that way. Like, they don't even care. They want to be bad. Like, there are people that literally, that's like that's kind of one of the ideas. Like, to take like like me doing this as an example. For people to take control of themselves and make themselves who they want to be. Like, if I do become Broly, like literally embody that, completely, where I'm able to like put off this spirit, like this energy. And the point is that it might give people the idea, like, some hope or some purpose behind like making themselves who they want to be, and not letting the world make them into who they were. Money control the way they think until they become somebody they didn't even know they were making. Because you're making yourself whether you know it or not. Like, this is not like, it's not like this is something like, oh, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I was like, oh, this is happening no matter what, and I better get some control, because I want to be the me I want to be. Like, I don't want to be somebody else. You get one, like, the point of life, you get life, right? It's a time to make your dreams come true without screwing anybody else over. Like, I mean, you're in a sandbox right now. Build your sandcastles, like, you know and make sure the bullies don't stomp on them. If we, like, the bullies are just because they're mad because they can't make anything. Like, the people destroying everything are just mad because they can't make anything for themselves. So, you know, it doesn't take a lot to stand up to them. Like, it really doesn't. Like, they're really, I mean, they're just afraid themselves. Like, well, like, human nature, natural order is, offense is used for defense. You know, you're you're going on offense. You're attacking something to protect your own. Like, logically, naturally, like the natural order with logic involved, yields those results. You don't just go around attacking things for no reason. It would put your life in danger. Like, that's not key to survival. Um, so, I mean, they literally put, like, science has studied like violent birds versus non-violent birds, and the non-violent birds are the ones that live, you know, and I don't know. I guess there is another way to look at it. Like, you could say cowardly, um, but I don't think so, because, like, I don't know. I kind of see it as intent. Like, any martial artist, martial arts is about, like, it, some people translate martial arts to like the art of war or something, and I really personally don't believe it's that, because in order, I mean, I guess it could be. Yeah, I guess it maybe it is, but it's an art of battling. But, like, war is normally a loss on both sides. Like, any good leader, a loss of one person is a loss. Like, the loss of one of their people is a loss for a leader, a real true leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a tribe, if I had a tribe of 10 people, each one of those people are going to be important. Like, and we're all getting, as a leader, it's my job to make sure all 10 of those people and me get across. So, in war, no one wins. Like, but in a fight, the whole point of it is for both sides to come out winners. Like, you might, like, the person who lost the fight, finds out how to improve them, like where their thoughts were failing, or where their defense was failing, where where something they thought would work wasn't working. Uh, and you can get mad about losing because you don't want the way you thought to fail, but maybe you just been up against too good of an opponent. I don't know what it is, but uh, if you don't want, like, if it's more that you want to keep the style that failed against that opponent, improve it, or if you want it to stay exactly the same, you're gonna have to fight, in a lesser category. It's nothing to get mad about. Uh, that's why, like, sometimes I see like people who are getting mad, and I just realize, like, well, you even know you're wrong. Like, that's why, like, it's you don't really need to be in the argument. Normally the people are lying to themselves in their head already, just to not, like, just to keep from you proving yourself right. And it gets difficult to have healthy conversations that way. Like, when it's just about, like, doesn't matter if I'm getting it correct or not, like, it's just that I want to be right. Then it's like, well, there's no point in this conversation. Like, you could go talk to the wall and get the same results. Like, the wall will think, the wall will be in total agreement. So stay quiet, it'll listen, it'll vibrate your echoes back to you and say the same exact thing you said, just like what you want to hear. You want to hear the same thing that you're thinking in your head. Like, the wall will talk right back, say the same thing. Like, you don't need a person. A person is a more intellectual connection. Uh, so you're gonna have to be able to, like, be man enough or woman enough to admit you're wrong or you don't know something, and figure it out with somebody. And you gotta, like, I guess you gotta trust the person you're having a conversation with, because you're kind of going through something together. You're a mental understanding, and you don't want to be led by, like, somebody you don't trust. So I guess maybe that's what it comes down to. You never know. There could be a massive amounts of things playing, and I'm just saying. First time I really thought about other reasons, because it normally just seems like people are just trying to get their way, like, get you to do something without your agreements, like a Jedi mind trick. Like, if I just act like this isn't real, maybe you'll believe me. Like, I don't know, it's weird. But, like, the things I know I learned from, like, literally riding the line of living and not alive, or at least life-threatening stuff. Um, Dropping down to 145, like, dude, the way my face was, like, sunk in, and not sunk in, it's not sunk in, but I mean, some people might call it that, but, like, the way my face, like it was real. I mean, right now it really should be looking like that too, because, like I said, like, I don't know, yeah, like, that should be a lot more muscle. Uh, Really, that's all I've had, because all my food has went to building my muscle, because everything I've been doing. Uh, in the summer, I'd walk to town and back, like, sometimes 3 times a day, and altogether that's 15 miles just there and back, and then with, like, the walking around town. Because I would walk in, what I would do is, I figured I wanted to be doing what I'm doing, and I figured personal trainer is going to uh, allow me to train my body while generating profit, and helping people, like, because, like, the bodybuilding I do or was doing, it was more oriented towards martial arts and becoming the me I wish to be. So it was, like, intensely low fat, strength paired with maximizing speed, uh, and it was hard to get, like, it's easier with power, but it's easier to get distracted too. It's easier to get too comfortable. Because there was a time I was waking up at like 5 in the morning, going outside. First, I'll jump around. That's what I'm trying not to do. So I'd walk to town sometimes 3.5 times a day, and I wanted to do my personal training. So I'd find these people that were in need of help. You know, like that's how I ended up. Well, it's not actually how I was walking down. I was gonna smoke a joint, and I was looking for a road that was not like didn't have a bunch of houses on it. So like I could just like, you know, I know it's accepted and everything now, but I grew up in a time where it was illegal. So like I tried to respect, like, you know, not flashing it around because I'm so happy that I'm not a criminal. You know, like I'm not able to sit in jail for smoking a fucking joint. You know, because it's my mind, it's my body, and if I want to push the limits in whatever aspect I want to do, you know, I deserve to be able to do that. Like that's my freedom. You know, to control, like that's like it's a natural freedom to be in control of yourself. Uh, I mean, it takes a lot of fighting. You know what I mean? Like not like it's not it's not necessarily like, you know, without effort, but you know you got your freedom, and it's just nice that it, you know basically I'm so thankful that like it's been decriminalized. I'm trying to be respectful on my own terms. Um, I mean, it's not gonna cut me any breaks, you know, where I mess up. Like, cause there's ways where, you know, I smoke. I'm sure that aren't like accepted or whatever. You know, like I don't know. I just think I think it's foolish. Like I mean, especially. I mean, what I am saying though is it is very accepted, and like it's way more accepted than I'm even allowing myself to use it as. Um, she's feeling better. uh, Definitely still a little goofy. I had to help her outside today, but she's not like wobbly, so that's a good thing. Uh, or reacting like I'm gonna hit her. Like that scared me. Like she was real flinchy. Like I thought somebody like, cause I went for, you know, I go for these walks and stuff. I was like, I don't know, one of these people that don't like it. They like come here. Like, cause that won't happen. Like I didn't let anybody know where I go. Like I would walk before I would walk home. I would walk all the way up and down like a bunch of different random roads, and it was like, you know, if somebody is following me, either you're gonna be exhausted by the time we get where we're going, because I'm not. Like I've been doing this for like 4 years by the time I got up here. Uh, but so I'd walk. I would do my personal training. I would look for somebody who needed some help, and one of the first principles I used was, you know, I should always do what's right, and nobody should have to pay for it. Well, you know, it's not necessarily the same when offering help. When it's help, you know, offer what I'm willing to help with. Help is giving freely without asking anything in return. Definition of it. You know, the true meaning of it is that. So, you know, like offering help to the degree I'm willing to help, you know, and then people would tend to see that, oh, this guy helps out, like this guy's pretty amazing, he's like, he knows what, he gets it right every time, you know. uh like some of them was just going to the store, like the lady who was separated, uh her daughter started dating some like dude who's just doing everybody dirty, like just screwing everybody over, uh to the point where like everybody's saying like stay away from him, and it's like, you know, at this point I think everybody needs to come at him, you know, like it was just got bad. uh and that's really like, you know, stay away only works for so long, and then it's like, all right, now we all coming at you. uh like I mean, because like he's ruining like, it was just bad, dude. But the point is, the mom, the kid ended up like convincing the daughter to borrow the car and go somewhere, and got into an accident. And then the kid like left the mom to take all the blame, and without a vehicle. And she's got that oldest daughter that's 19, and then she's got three other kids, you know, like three kids that aren't old enough and are very dependent on her. So, you know, and she was, she's a little heavier, and she has a knee injury. And the reason, like I'm saying the heavier part, is because that's a lot of weight on an injured knee, you know. Um, and so she couldn't walk very well, at least. And some of it might have been like personal, not do like no motivation. But any regardless of what got her into the situation, she was in one and she needed help. And with me doing what I'm doing, I'm like, you know, I'll walk up to the store and get you guys groceries or cigarettes or what do you need? Like, so I just became their little like errand boy. But they included me in. Well, actually, I didn't. I became like a dad nanny thing. Like the kids I'd look after, and I tried. They like the one kid was lighting garbage cans, like lit a garbage can on fire at a church. It was like lighting garbage cans on fire. It was just happened once, and they're kind of trying to blame it and push it off on like he's acting out and stuff. But when you look at it, some kids naturally take to like dangerous things at that age. Like, you know, you start becoming a man. Like at 13, I believe Native Americans would have you spend time in the wood. There were some tribes anyway. I've heard of like talk has that there were tribes that in order to like become a man, you were left in the woods for so long, a year maybe even. I'm not gonna go exact. Like none of this is gonna be exact because again, these are things I heard. It's not like I went and met a chief and he told me this is how we did it. Uh, but so um, pretty sure I have a hair in my mouth that isn't attached to my head. But so you know that time. You know, there's a time where you do. You know, your natural instincts kick in. Like society, we try to like stop it, and that's fine. Like because we don't need it now. Like what's the point? You know, you don't really need to know any of that. Like who are your enemies? You know, each other. There's not a bunch of wildlife coming at you anymore. We've basically gotten rid of all that, you know, by cities and like developing the land to the point of what it is for cities and travel and all that. So there's really like the only threat is each other, you know, like uh, and it's you know it never has to get physical because you know if we're intelligent beings, then the mind should be able to, you know, the mind is where it's going to start, or the heart. The body's like the last thing, you know, to go. Like the body has to directly be taking pain for it to be like a physical response. So it's mostly mental and emotional, um, and then it builds up to like it stacks up till you start thinking bad thoughts, feeling bad. You know, you start feeling bad feelings, getting into bad thoughts, and it leads to the body traveling in a way that is harmful to others. Uh, it's just I think she farted, which is probably a good sign, really. But it don't smell like a good sign. Poo! Sometimes this bandana is also for protecting me from smells. Uh, I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying making these movies. Like, making these. So, like, more than I thought. Like, I'm really kind of, like, finding this comforting almost, or like it's like hanging out with friends. So, uh, as odd as that, like I just didn't expect that. I expected it to feel more like not so natural. like this was. I mean, it just works. Like it's I don't know. Like this is almost it's almost therapeutic. It's like I was meant to be doing this. And again, I don't think I would have been the best. Like I was getting too ticked off. And I would have had topics on here that would like who knows if you guys would agreed or not. And I might have scared away a lot of the people I would have actually connected with, like being so ticked off about all the stupid crap that was going on. Cause like I said, like, I mean, I have a cross and a rosary. Like, the cross has always attracted me. Something amazing about like God and everything. Like there's so much power and strength there, you know, and like just righteousness, you know, like it's like badass and like righteous with God to be a badass. Like it's just kick ass. Like that's why, like for me, like I always seen God as both, you know, God of heaven and God of hell. Like if God is king of all kings, then he's the king of the kings he put in charge of those domains. You know, if hell is where the wicked and damned get tortured, so all the people who don't obey God, like go to the devil to be tortured, and he's the king of torturing souls because he was screwed over and tortured, you know, in his life, and he proved that, you know, through torture, lessons can be learned, like through punishment and discipline and strict unforgivingness. Like I don't care what your reason is, I don't need to know. Like I'm gonna figure out a way to make you know. Yeah, I don't need to know. You need to know. Like the devil, you know, that's God. Like, you know, you got to be God in order to figure out good punishments. You know, you have to be the one who created everything to know how to discipline them right. You know, and that's why, like, I think it's funny. Or I think it's almost humorous. It's almost humorous that like the satanic religion is so misunderstood by its own followers. Like by its own followers. Like if they knew what, like, I mean, they're messing with, they're the ones that are pissing off their very thing they call their God, you know. So have fun in that, you know, whatever. uh, I thought it'd be cool, you know, like if I become the legendary Saiyan, maybe that'll be like something I go and I like, you know, I don't know, church, they got their thing. Like, yeah, I don't think they need me. So, yeah, satanic thing. I guess I'll be the devil while I'm here as Broly, huh? uh, no, that's what I was saying. I'm just saying, like, you know, get it right if you're gonna fucking talk about it. Like, if the devil was an abomination, he wouldn't exist. There would be no hell. Like if the devil was trying to prove to, like the only reason God creates something is with meaning and purpose, right? Like the only reason anything would exist, and for the devil to exist, literally, for the devil to exist, God must exist. So, you know, your God is dependent upon the all God, you know, and all God being the same God, you know, reincarnation. So God comes here in a different body plenty of times. Buddha, Yahweh, Jesus, all kinds of things. I mean, look at the story of Jesus, right? The end of it. What else would that prove? You know, Jesus is on the cross. Like, forget how that happened. Like, I don't know why he couldn't just live his life out. They didn't have to end it right there. That was like goofy. But the point is, like, he's saying like he's saying I'll be back. He's saying I'll be back. You know, like he's proving something here, right? He's proving something to the people. It's reincarnation, and like, you know, what else does dying and coming back prove? Can you like so Hinduism, like no, like I'm sorry, I've seen too many fights about like my religion, your religion, like because when I was practicing my omni religion, where all religion led to God and is true and valid, that is true and valid, like any mainstream religion, like any known popular, any religion that's been here for a while, is tried and true by so many people that, and it's yield results for them that they dedicated their lives to it. Like, I mean, it's a real religion that's real. That's real. Like, you just, there's no arguing that. There's no arguing that. It's just a different priority level put upon these teachings in different ways, you know, and in different aspects of life. So, like, really, like most, like you got Hinduism, Sikhism, Christianity, Catholicism, and Christianity, Catholicism are very similar, but they focus on different aspects. Like Christianity kind of focuses more on doing it right the first time, whereas Catholicism focuses more on we make mistakes and we can learn from them. You know, Hinduism is, I don't know, it's beautiful. Like I didn't get to, I don't know if I might have missed over some principles. I think they're like very similar principles, but both have fasting. Hinduism has intermittent fasting. Like you still eat every day. You just eat less and you allow your body to empty out for periods of the day, like 6 hours at a time. And it just like that doesn't mean you go 6 hours between meals. That means you go like 10 hours between meals. you know, like in that first 4 hours, you're utilizing all the food you just put in and getting rid of it. And once you're empty, your system is empty. This is the fasting I've been doing, like, or not the fast. I've done extreme versions of it, but through the extreme version, I understand that this way works just as well. Like, you just got to do it right. You know, you put in food that can be digested. I don't know. They'll tell you. Like Sadhguru, he's one of my favorites. My bad if I frustrate him. I'm sure I'm a very like look at how I try to use science to prove religion. You know, it's something that is never really been done, or when it is, it's you get so much hate. You know, people just stay away from it. But like, I'm pretty sure I'm able to whatever. Like, at least I'm putting all the stuff I've said and all the effort I put in has been honest. You know, so I'm not trying to lie because I have nothing to gain except for, you know, bad reputation. And plus, like, I don't have any degrees. I'm not like sitting here saying it. I'm just saying, like, hey, with all the shit you guys found out and me being way back here, like, if you walk up on someone and they're putting a puzzle together, you start seeing all the pieces they need, just jump right out at you, you know? So, like, I walked up, like, you know, I'm, like, just born, whatever, 30-something years, living life, having fun. I come up, I'm like, whoa, look at all these scientists, look at all these people that have been telling me how stupid I am, like teachers and fucking, you know, the church people, they've been throwing Bible quotes at me, telling me why I'm doing it all wrong and everything. I'm like, yo, I'm the la chingada. It's Spanish for the fuck off way, I guess. But, like, you know, I've heard it so long, I'm just like, well, fuck, I just keep fucking off, and I learned some shit. But a lot of people who practice Christianity were throwing these Bible quotes at me, and I'm like, yo, these actually don't prove me wrong. They prove what you're saying, or they prove you treating me the way you're treating me wrong. Like, you didn't take the time to understand or get to know me, and then once you did understand and get to know me, then you have the chance to accept me or reject me. Like, that's, you know, but you didn't do the first part. It's not like you go, I'm going to accept or reject this person, then I'm going to get to know him. You know, then, like, you can do it that way, actually. But, you know, I'm just saying, the point is, like, you walked up on me to, like, tell me I wasn't doing something right. You didn't even know what the hell I was doing. Like, because that's when I realized, like literally one of the sentences from a Christian, like, and this isn't an attack on Christians, this is just an example of how lost we can get sometimes. And maybe he didn't mean it the way he said it. Maybe he didn't mean it the way it came across, but so I'm out practicing martial arts. I start with meditation. Like, so when the sun comes up, I like kind of act like, you know how flowers follow the sun? Well, so like I'll start like I'm laying on the ground, like in a pretzel, like I'll be sitting in a pretzel style, and I'll lay my top body over, like, onto the ground, and then I'll slowly, like, take a breath in and raise, and then as I exhale, I'll kind of straighten out and, like, my spine and everything, and then I'll do this until I'm fully, like, erect, and then, you know, I'll run it like that. And the point, like, so what happens is, while I'm doing this, this guy walks up behind me, like, he's walking down the road. I'm in my front yard, around my tree that I meditate in front of and do practice my martial arts. And so he come walking down the road, and, you know, like, he's a decent guy, like, so, like, you know, hey, good morning, like, have a conversation with him. And, like, that at this time, like, I was realizing how valuable a healthy, good conversation is, like, and how rejuvenating, how, like, refreshing it is just to have a conversation that isn't one-sided, where somebody actually listens, thinks about what you said, and then gives you a honest answer back, you know, whether you like it or not, you know, at least it's what the fuck they really thought. Like, they took the time to consider what you said, and that was what I was valuing. And even when it was, like, in opposition of what I was saying, because I knew it was coming from where he wanted, like, it was something he wanted, and I had the chance to then, okay, if you said something you really truly care about, and it wasn't just used to, like, negate me or attack me in some kind of way, then when I have a rebuttal or something that I see differently, you're not going to just change what you just said to make it all of a sudden negate that too. Like, even though it negated the point you were first initially trying to make now, like, you know, instead you're going to stick with the stance you were taking and, like, you know, work my understanding in, and, like, you know, because it has to stand to other things. Like, you know, you can't just, like, if I'm just like, oh, rain's purple, you know, and then you go outside, you're like, dude, it's not, though. Well, no, I say it is, like, it's purple. Oh, it doesn't. And then, like, you know, it doesn't matter what I say if everybody else says it's this, you know. I don't know. But then you have the other way. Like, what if everybody said it was purple, but it's really blue? And I'm the only one going around being like, hey, dude, the water's blue. And they're like, dude, everybody says it's purple. We know. And I'm like, no, but the water's blue. You know, so like, you face these challenges too. You know, and sometimes knowing if I'm the guy who's saying it's purple or blue. You know, I gotta take a pee, but one second. And, like, maybe some of this stuff can help people going through this. Like, maybe other people are getting treated like that. And, like, just seeing that, like, you know, maybe seeing it from somebody who, like, who's been through it so repetitively. What is this, your head? What, gorgeous? Oh, my little gorgeous, my little cuddle munchkin. My little cuddle munchkin. Oh, my little cuddle munchkin. They're not feeling good. I'm sorry. I know, my little baby. That's my girl, Zelda, my dog. Um, yeah. So hopefully, like, something at least could help. You know, if the, like, because again, like I said, I'm just kind of having fun doing this. So now it's turning into like hours of video, and I don't know how you guys are gonna respond to that. I don't know, maybe it'll be shorter, maybe it'll be longer. Like, I don't know. Like, I never really understood why people wanted to make shorter videos. Except for, like, when you're just using it for, like, information. Like, you know, like, if you're watching like a how-to video, it's normally kind of cool to have, like, you know, a short, quick, just, I want to see the main things that are gonna be challenged. And then you got those people who make how not to videos, like how to trick you videos, I guess. Like, you know, like, let's make a video about how to do it wrong. You know, like how to make it blow up or something like that. That's seen some people get tricked by those. So, red bandanas, kind of because of my Native American training, or studying, acceptance into Native American. I don't know if the person was Native American, so I don't know if it truly counts. It does for me. Like, it does for me. I don't, because I believe, like, understanding the Native American meaning and spirit and tradition. They're the nurturers of the spirit of the land. They didn't claim to own anything. They didn't want to own anything. They just wanted to be with their mother nature, you know, their mother nature. Like, and protect and guide and care for the spirit of the land. Like, literally, like, I mean, like, talking to just reference, like, Bible and stuff, and, like, all religions being true. Literally, the people the Bible is telling people to be like the examples, like the Garden of Eden. Who better an example of living on earth as if they were in the Garden of Eden than the Native Americans? They were the most spiritually advanced people, I think. And I mean, you know, Native American, you know, Native Indian, like, so maybe like they originated from India. Uh, like, um, it's just pretty crazy. Like, that they don't, I don't know, it seems like they never get the right credit they deserve. Like, yeah, they're warriors. Yeah, they fought to protect their land. Not their land. Like, again, they fought to protect the land that protected and fed that, like gave to them. That's what I mean. Even the way they looked at the land was the exact way that the Bible like talks about the Garden of Eden and stuff. Like, it's just, I think that they deserve credit for that a long time ago. Let alone like we're still not giving it to them. And I don't even know. I'm like uh, consider myself like, because there's a little bit of a debate, and then I kind of lost track. Like, what the hell was I saying? But I consider myself a Native American. But like, I don't know how much percent. I do have some percent, and any percent is enough to be proud of. You know, so like, and telling like I've had people tell me that like I'm not Native American because I don't have enough percentage. Well, that's the opposite of what Native American is. You know, like that would. I don't. They didn't turn people away. They were welcoming hosts. They were beautiful people. They were, because how strong and amazing warriors they are. They had nothing to fear. Like, what the hell would they have to fear? Like, what, are you gonna come over here with a cannon? Ooh, like, sit out in the water for a while, run out of ammo. Like, we got you. We're in the trees. We're in the ground. We're in the bushes. You know, we're all around you. Like, you don't fuck with a Native American. Like, it's just they are the land. They are the land. That's why you have Skinwalker. Like, look at the fucking teachings. Like, Skinwalker, yeah, no shit, because they could throw fucking skin over them and you would never even fucking know they were a goddamn fucking person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how intensive fucking warriors these people were. Like, you can't fuck with them. Like, dude, there was nothing they could have done. And that's why it sucks, because they tricked them. They played on their kindness. Whatever. Like, I won't go into, like, you know, who sucks. I just want to say amen to my ancestors. Like, thank you for the land I got to live on, and you taking care of it and making it, like, taking care of the spirits of the land. This place is as beautiful as it is today because of all of you. And thank you so much. Like, the spirits, you know, our ancestors. And may you be living, you know, on your homeland, garden, and, you know, wherever it is. Still be around, you know. Like, why wouldn't it? The spirit be able to come back here, be around. Maybe not like totally the same way a human would, like you would in life, but, you know, your spirit's eternal, right? It's energy. Your spirit is energy. And energy can be neither created or destroyed. So the amount of energy here is the amount of energy here. I don't know, maybe there's an energy input, but there could be an energy output. Like, so, you know, like maybe a blue hole or a blue sun. No, just a sun. I mean, there's no color. Just a regular sun, you know, any kind of sun. There's a sun, and it's inputting energy, you know, or it's creating, generating something. And then you have black holes that, you know, suck in energy, and they call it information at that point. Like, when you reduce the universe down to a singular understanding, it becomes just information from science's eyes. And then, I don't know if science does, but for me, a duality understanding is energy, potential, or energy in motion used. And, you know, then you look at it, and then you have energy and information now working together. Like, once you like, literally, once you go from singularity, you just have information, right? Now you have energy. And with information, you know, that's two things. And then, like, the information helps determine if it's static or kinetic energy. So, like, you know, there's mental, dimensional understandings, as well as there's, like, you know, platforms to experience those mental ideas and concepts and everything. And that's what I mean by using geography as, like, planes. Using geography to find planes of existence. Like, it takes 3 points in geography to find a plane, a dimensional plane, like a plane where like a flat surface where something could exist on. And when you operate under that, you find out why 3 is an important number, because with those 3 points, you can usually prove something. As long as you got 3 honest, truthful, real things, it's, you know, you got a way to prove something. like that it does exist. Uh, Geometrically speaking, at least. Um, ugh. I don't know. I'd like to keep going, but I'm kind of not running out of ideas. But I don't know. I've been here 145 just about. So, brothers and sisters, I'm probably gonna make another video today. I'm probably gonna start putting too many of them up. Maybe I don't know. I love the energy I had today, and I really wanted to use it. And I'm really like becoming real good friends with you guys. So, uh, something about the energy I'm feeling like I feel really good doing this, and I feel like I want to get back to doing it continuously. And again, they are real videos, so it's not taking like I don't have any editing issue, no editing time. If there's people out there that would like to see things that I can actually do at the moment, don't have a lot of funds or anything. Like I'm lucky to be here. Like it's kind of like sometimes there's days where it's rocky, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be I might even be like I might lose all this stuff because like I got nowhere else after this. Like this one's the last one I had to go, and like a place I had to go, and so once here like if this like just like if I got kicked out of here, uh, like all this is gone. Like all I got's my dog. I'm taking her. I'm getting dressed for warm stuff, and like it sucks. But the point is, huh, I don't know. What the hell was this? Oh, like that was just giving you my kind of like situation where like it's pot like there's things I can do. It just like there's like forest, like woods and not forest, but there's woods around. Uh, and keep going in town. You guys could have more town videos like where I mean I'm gonna keep going to town. But oh, I could do weight. I might throw up some weight training. I got to do bench today, and that's not a big. I don't know if anybody wants to watch me bench. I'm gonna do it. I'll put a video up, I guess. But benching is one of the least interesting anyway. Like it's like everybody knows how to do it to some degree. Like it might not be perfect form, it might not be the greatest, but you can get on it and go. Like you don't really need any explanation. You grab the bar and you push it away from you. You don't let it fall on you. It's not that complicated. And then there's forms though that do improve weightlifting and like the arch back, I believe, or feet back underneath you. Like I don't know. There's a lot of different ways, but some of those ways cramp my body up way too much. Where, I don't know, be very close to like dangerous dehydration levels. Get to where my body is cramping up like hardcore, and then where some of these people I was going and hanging out with, I'd end up drinking with them, and you will not know cramps. Well, women will. Women, I apologize for even daring talking to you about cramps. But men, guys, males, you don't know shit about cramps until you be dehydrated for like 2 days. Then drink a bunch of alcohol with some just to have a decent time. Like just fucking kick it. Like life sucks. Not life sucks. Life doesn't suck. My bad. That I didn't mean that. I just meant life, like it might be rough right now, and like a couple little shots or whatever. Well, okay, not a couple of shots. Apparently, I drink like a fish. I didn't know. Like they're handing me like it's one of them like bonfire moment, like kind of people I'm hanging around with where you just pass around the fifth. So like I'm thirsty. I didn't realize how thirsty I was to the point where my body was taking any of the fucking hydration it could out of that alcohol, and so I thought it was like water, and so I drank the crap out of their alcohol, and like to the point where they wouldn't let me drink anymore. Like I finished off the fit, and like she's an alcoholic. The girl nothing happened, nothing happened. Trust it would have fell off if something happened, but so I slammed her fit, and like she's an alcoholic, so she needs that, and I didn't I guess I didn't know. I just didn't know. Like it wasn't running through my head at the time when I was drinking it. But so basically, they were like anytime now, like they gave me something. Like literally, one guy they gave me a fifth, and it's got like nothing in it. I didn't even want to drink it because it was kind of gross. Like it was kind of like you know. But so like I take it up though, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna get a little buzz. It's getting colder out. Like I want to, you know, stay warm. It's not giving me a buzz really even, but so I take a drink, and as soon as the liquor gets onto my lips, and I don't even like to taste the liquor. Like so, it's not like there's nothing like there's really no benefit. Like I'm not an alcohol kind of guy. I do enjoy drinking with the right crowd or whatever, and sometimes just you know just being a little tipsy, walking around, like having a fun time, like whatever. But it's a rarity, you know. It's more of a rarity than like cannabis. I'll smoke every day. Uh, Alcohol though, I don't want to drink every night. You know, I don't even want to drink it normally once a week. It just it. Don't get me wrong. I think obviously alcohol is great. You look at the Bible. So alcohol enters the bloodstream. What does alcohol do? It literally purifies. It cleans out wounds, cleans out the bloodstream. So like you drink alcohol every once in a while, and like, you know, go ahead, get wasted once a week. You know, like you're cleaning out your bloodstream. Like it's not a big deal. Like it's when you drink to the point your body can't repair the damage fast enough to keep up with the drinking. You know, that's when shit gets fucked up. Uh, and you never know how fast your body's gonna repair. Like you know, there's other things you're doing to your body that could be wearing down the thing that repair. You know, is needing. You know that the alcohol is damaging. So like, you know, one thing is like not always the same for everybody. But you know, and then what you eat becomes your body. But so I was with these guys drinking, or girl and guy drinking. They wouldn't let me do it. I forgot what the hell I was telling this story for. I don't know if it was just the cramps. Cause the next day, dude, like being that dehydrated and then drinking, it's dude like cramps in my whole calf. It's not like just a part, like a little couple strands of the muscle. The whole entire calf. And I mean that's all that you could see. Like you can, dude, check this out. Like, all right, it's pretty clean in here anyway. But like, you see that vein? Yeah. No, you can't, can you? It's gone. Well, maybe this one's out. Yeah, that one's out. I don't know if you can see it the way it is. It's kind of hanging in the line of the shadow. But you can see my like artery or vein or whatever everywhere. And my bad for like the skinny little chicken leg thing going on. It ain't no chicken leg, but and these bitches are still strong as fuck. So like, I don't know. It's like a bone density got stronger. I don't know what the hell. It's like it's improved by like 100%. It's just been intense. Like the strength I've gained, not in my muscles though. Like, you know, I keep losing muscle strength. Like look at like that's a skinny forearm. You know what I mean? Like for me at least, that's tiny. That's like scary. And you see my leg, like, but even when I start getting bigger, like no fat builds up because of the amount of stuff I'm doing. And like I have like these veins coming all up on here and stuff. It's actually pretty awesome. I love it because like it goes with my Broly. Like I'm making myself the me I wish to be. It works perfectly. The point like so I'm just saying thank you. But what I was showing you is how like zero fat there is on this body, and so like the muscle, dude, it's just the whole entire muscle cramping at this like immense rate. But the reason I was trying to say like there's no fat on this body is because I'm wondering if that's not assisting in cramps. Because if I get too skinny, like if I don't eat for too long, down here in my back, like a little bit further, like it's on the back side of my back, but it's down like right there somewhere. That thing will start cramping up like intensely. Be coughing, it just like start cramping up, locking. I start like, it's weird. But yeah, I'm coming out of like riding the dangerous line of dangerously dehydrated and hungry, starving, whatever. Like if starving by definition, not being able to eat to the point your body deteriorates or loses like some of itself, like because that's what's happening. it's not so much painful anymore. Like, it's not painful anymore. Like, I've basically overcome the, okay, I thought I farted on it for a second. Wearing it, and I gotta wash it. But, dang, I did forget what I was saying. Oh, something about being hungry or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Like, after the first year of like running, eating once a week, like, and then, I mean, there's times like in that, like, I'm not eating once a week. There's times where I'm eating 3 times a week, but I'm eating such small amounts. Like I'm just keeping myself alive long enough to like starve more. It was, but like everything's emptying out. Everything's like you're talking. Like I'm not saying it's healthy to do either. Like I'm not saying anybody should try to do this. This part of it. Like, and again, I'm not saying anybody should try to do anything I'm doing. Not you don't have to. You could try if you wanted, but I don't advocate it. I'm not supportive. Like if something happens to you because you're trying, like I'm not assuming responsibility for that. I got enough responsibility here with her. Don't get me wrong. There's some people like if people want to come, like and be a part of this, like I would totally have some people, girls. I don't know. I don't really need any guys around. Cause I mean, like when I went into this town, like going back onto that, I was taking care of like 4 families. Like I was running that girl's groceries. I wasn't really taking care of their family. It wasn't really shit I did for them, but I was hanging out with their family, kind of like, well, I was giving their child guidance, like her children. No, just her one kid. Her daughter was like off chasing guys. The girl across the street, like so, just so happened that like, you know, 2 of the families were across the road. This one was the one who went through that separation. This one was I don't know. I didn't really meet. It's not so much like her. I was like just the kids kept coming over with those kids, and this one, her one kid was saying he was lonely, and these kids didn't even know what lonely was. Like they weren't even focused. Like they didn't care that they were like they didn't have any friends around, but they didn't care. Like they had each other, and that was it. So I was like, huh. Well, I'm helping these guys out. This little dude's sitting here fucking just feeling all kinds of alone. Like, I got these 3 kids following me around everywhere I go. They call me Bear Claw. Again, my name's Broly. So like they followed me around. Like they just followed me over there, and I was like, hey, you said you were lonely, buddy? Like here you go. It kind of like helped me keep the kids occupied, and it helped her in the long run. Because I get like her sister kicked me out, like because I was doing such a good job with the kids, and like I started making like they're having me go get their groceries, and they're not like they're getting like Lunchables and stuff. I'm like, why don't we just get some fucking eggs, some spinach, some ham, and some cheese? You let me get some feta though. Like I really like a feta omelet. But like I'll make you fucking guys some omelets and shit. And like so she's like, well, if you get yourself enough for you too, like so I could eat with them. And I was like, the fuck out of here. Like yeah, a healthy like nutritional meal that I'm making, because like I'm clean about when I cook. Like for one, I'm not cooking if it ain't clean. Like there ain't no point. I'm not eating nasty. Like what's the point of trying? You know what I mean? But so like because it was disgusting in there in the house. I don't even know what the hell I was finding. But so I cleaned up the whole like kitchen area, and just to get to the stove so I could cook. And then there's a dog cage in front of it. Like just I mean horribly organized. Not like them. They had a lot of stuff. Anyway, the point is, so I'm in there cooking, making everybody omelets. Like I'm just saying, like I did some stuff there. But so you get kicked out. Like I don't know, she like kicked me out 3 weeks later, and that was kind of where. So like the sister of the separated lady, with the kids, she knew the guy who started that rumor that jumped me. So like that's where like, cause the lady separated, I was helping. That's where I was kind of like, they invited me to park my van in the driveway and live there because they needed my help so bad. Like, and I'm like, dude, I walk into town every day. This is like, that's part of it. But she really needed, so I just, she didn't have anybody else, is what she was making it sound like. And I don't know if that's because of the sister, like, because I found out later the sister is very, like, manipulative. Anyway, so, like, somehow the sister, there's a weird story there. I'm not even going to give it, like, I don't even want to say that, but, like, how she knows that guy that tried to do it. But so, like, somehow he's telling her, like, I don't know, like, that them are the two that started the rumor. And so the girl across the street with the lonely kid and, the daughter, run around off, just up to whatever. So that lady, I kind of started getting a little crush on. So I would like watch, like not watch her, but like I'd be sitting on the porch, like I got to be on the porch looking this way anyway, like it's just right in front of me. But like she would come out and she'd be wearing like nice, like a sundress or like looking good in some kind of way. So like it was just like wow, like I'm just checking, like watching, and I guess she enjoyed it too. Like I didn't, she was definitely putting on a little show, and I didn't know, but she was with somebody, and I guess I didn't know. Who cares? I don't know, whatever. Because I didn't like try to like do anything. Um, uh, but so I don't know. He was getting mad at her. I guess he cheated on her or something. But like he was getting mad at her and pushing her away, and he ended up pushing her right into me. Like so, whatever. Uh, and it didn't work out. Like those rumors. She lived with her parents. Lives with her parents, and or her mom at least, and because of those rumors, her mom wouldn't let me around, and I never even met her mom either. Like that's what I mean. It was all these people I never even met tell me like I'm so terrible, and it's like, you're proving the opposite. But the point is, or not the point. I don't know if it's a point or I'm just continuously coming back to it. But so that's one family I'm taking care of here, and then there was this older couple down the road, and I mean they're a mess, dude. That I shouldn't even been going into that house, dude. They had 15 dogs in there, like little tiny yappy ones. I mean their fur's like falling out, like dude, they got poop. Like nobody cleans the poop up. It's just bad. Like the dogs are peeing. The dogs are getting on the table, peeing on food on the table. Like it was bad. You don't know the stuff I like seen, avoided. Like, and then they're asking me to help. Like, and your boy didn't want to. Your boy was not about it. But they started offering him money. And my little girl needed food. I needed food. So I did it, but they never paid. Then they started like giving me things instead. Like, not never. They did pay a couple of times. Like, it'd start off with like, oh, we'll give you 20 to do this, and then, oh, we'll give you 20 to do this. Oh, we're not gonna give you 20 to do this. How about if we give you this? And I'm like, yeah, it works a little. Yeah, it works, because then, like, because that's it's almost basically the way my mind went. Like, I was like, no, but that 20 gets me dog food. You're gonna give me cigarettes. Then I really don't need money, for anything else. So that's kind of how it would work, and it didn't pay, like it didn't benefit me much. It did not at all. Like not to be in that gross ass environment. Hell no. And then like and then like eventually the things that they were saying they were gonna give me just stopped too. Like and then they're having me come over on special occasions, like to do work and not get. And I was like, you're asking more than I'm willing to give. Anyway, the point is though, I was doing all that shit for them, and so then I met this guy. He had a stroke, was half paralyzed, just his left or right side, whatever. And it was recoverable though. Like it was a recoverable paralysis. Like he was able to come out of it. Like somebody had been working with him. Like he had been in therapies before, And now this is where, like, this is the area I was saying where, like, I would go and I would drink on occasions, uh, because this dude was depressed, like, and he wasn't telling anybody, uh, but not so much just depressed, like, he was doing it to himself, like, he was in this, like, he's in a position where he's less able to do stuff, and so he really kind of started taking that out on people around him by trying to boss them around and like act, superior and stuff, and kind of screwed himself up because the girl I said that was all over, like she's all over. She's not, she's not the. I wouldn't want her taking care of me if that was all I had to depend on. Is what I'm gonna say there, and he did. And so, like, I don't know if it's a little bit of like that, because she would try to steal from him, he would try to steal from her, and they would lie, and like, it just made a real bad, like, environment for the both of them. And so, like, when I got there, like, you gotta think, like, this girl, she's kind of, on some stuff, like, I don't know, she's got substances in her, not, I don't know what, but so she's kind of like, her mentality's not really there. Her nervous system's like all goofed up, and so like she's not good at, like, for one, she's not good at taking like direction and putting it into action, or like taking someone's order, like, this is what you need, not taking orders, just like, somebody like saying, hey, I need this, this, and this, and like she comes back with one thing and it's not even on the list, you know what I mean? And then when she does that, she left half of the stuff, like she'll just get a bag, like she's going to the store to get groceries, right? All she needs is a card. For some reason she gears up with like 14 bags, like loaded up with who knows what. It's not even usable stuff, it's just like random crap. And then forgets it half full all over the place, and then gets pissed at people and like accuses them of needing to give her stuff back, so maybe it's a scam. But like her personality, like, I mean, I don't think she could keep track of a scam. No offense, but because she's a great girl, like, I do, like, I mean, I'm not trying to dog on her hugely, I'm just throwing out some truth. She, like, anybody who knows her could admit it. Like, that's not me like being mean, that's just me literally telling the truth. Like, I mean, dude, she goes to, like, she's bought groceries and forgot them at the store. And I know that sounds common, but when it's happened like 5 times, she's rode a bike somewhere, and it just like, she just walks back, like gets a ride back, and then like doesn't know where the bike went. Like, this is the type of like, this is the mind that we're talking about. So then it's taking care of somebody, and so those were about the 3 families. Like, I don't know if you consider me, like, I would basically have to, like, I would have to take care of her, but I don't know if you would call that taking care of. But him, I definitely did. Like, I made it a job. I even tried to apply as a caregiver for him, uh, and so I did it for like 4 months or something for free. Like, took care of this guy. And then as soon as I applied as a caregiver, he started doing that shit where he like acted like he was above me, and I was like, dude, I've been doing this for like 4 months for free, for free. You know that, right? Like, I was just showing up and doing this because, without me, you supposedly, like, from your words, your mouth is, you got nobody to get you stuff, and when you do have somebody to get you stuff, they're robbing you, and they're not getting you what you need. Like, so, you know, but, like, you might want to value who you got here before you lose it, and, like, he didn't. He literally, he actually kicked, like, this was 2 weeks later, uh, I was actually paying him, like giving him, like going and getting him, like finding pop bottles and getting cigarettes together and like come make sure he had a pack. He did, like, before that though, like, he shared cigarettes, and like he would have, he would have me roll joints for him. So he would smoke with me, weed, and that was about it. Eventually he started letting me shower there, but I was kind of too grossed out because that other girl had been the one taking care of him for so long. Like, I had to clean the shower like a week, every day for a week before I would shower in it. And I would clean it every day before I did shower again because I was afraid she had gotten in there and like You like clean the gross stuff out of that. But anyway, so without getting into like how it all went down, so those were about the three families I was taking care of. The separated lady, wheelchair dude, and the older couple with the dog shit and piss. Uh, and there were a couple in between, like a bunch of people, like they started having friends come over, like, and me running it, like running around for them, and that's when I kind of started being like, well, no, because those people who did that, they'll still, like, I still see them on the street today. They'll throw me some doobies and stuff, like, you know, uh, it wasn't all for nothing. But I did get like stabbed, like I got accused, like they threw, like the separated lady, uh, her sister kicks me out of her driveway. I didn't want to be in the first place. Uh, well, it turned out okay, but she kicks me out, right? And then, cause like I guess she didn't, so she liked me, but I didn't, like that wasn't gonna happen, so she was mad at me. Uh, so she started these rumors or whatever. Well, this was how stupid it was. Like it's not, like I was just like at the point, like I'm like, I don't know if I can be your friend, like to the lady who went through the separation, because I was like, so like the way that her sister pulled this like maneuver was kick me out, right? Tell me I gotta leave, and then tell her sister that like I was, like I just used her, like I just left, I just up and left, and because I was using her, and I was like, but the separated lady, her sister told her that I was using her and then left. I didn't get anything. Like, what did I get? Your guys' groceries, and then gave them to you, and you shared. Like, I was able to eat. Like, I'm not saying that, but what I was given, I damn near earned by getting it. Like, didn't I? Or like, even if I didn't, because like I wasn't gonna force myself, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, I went and walked and got this shit for free. If you weren't giving me it, like, if you didn't give me any of that food, I still would have went and done all this. You gave me food. I didn't ask for it. Like, so how the fuck was I taking advantage of? Like, what did I get? Like, when was I asking you for anything? And that's what I didn't understand. Is like, she kicked me out, and then you're accusing me of leaving because I was just using you. Like, it was just a goofy situation. Because that's how it kept happening. Like, then like they started this rumor that I got $2,000, and I was like, oh really? Why the fuck am I pulling cans out of this garbage can? Why am I pulling half cigarettes out of this ashtray? Like, if I had gotten $2,000, I don't know, like, because I'm assuming this is what it was. Like, she wasn't actually saying it to me. She just kept saying somebody did it. Like, somebody got $2,000 when they left. And I'm like, oh, it'd be evident somewhere. Like, you'd see it somewhere. I'd have a vehicle. You know what I mean? If I got $2,000, I'm getting a Suburban. Like, hopefully I'm getting a Suburban for like 1,200 or 1,000. But like if I have $2,000, like like when I got here, I lost my vehicle. I was lucky I got here in the vehicle, really. Well, this sucks. I guess I gotta let you guys go. um, I just really like doing this, dude. Like, I fucking love it. Like, I could let this thing run for 24 hours and fucking talk to you guys. It's because I'm alone so much. So, like, you know, this is a very pleasant addition to my life. You guys, thanks. And thanks for, like, accepting me, for those of you who are and do. And this is assuming that there's going to be people here, But if it feels like there is, then there is, right? Like, I got the energies, they're just not at this time. Eventually, you guys will be here watching. I don't know. If I end up with the name Jesus again. When I was in Flint, they were calling me Jesus. I don't know, this cross thingy, man. Like, I can't really see it. This is a tattoo I had drawn up a long time ago. Yeah, I know, skinny little arm. Shut the hell up. Still got some, like, definition though, baby. But yeah, so that's me. That's prayer hands, rosary. I want it to be boobies. The rosary to be boobs. It's my favorite thing. I did a bike chain because I was I love riding stuff. You heard that right, ladies. But so it's a bike chain because to me the bike symbolized freedom. And then I got into biking and I realized sometimes, like, I don't know. I love bikers. Like, my uncle's, like, one of the baddest ass people I've ever met in my life. Like, you know, one of the baddest ass. He's my, like, baddest ass person in my life. Like, the dude would never back down from nothing. Ever. Ever. Like, ever. Dare you. Like, dare you to try. Actually, don't. Like, I love the guy. I don't want to give him problems. But, like, and he's, like, he's getting up there. Still, it won't fuck stop him. I bet you the dude be doing wheelies on a dirt bike right now. My dad will, and he's, like, decrepit. My dad's awesome, but he's just... Boy, dude. Like, he ain't aging well. He's the youngest of the brothers, let's just say, and he's, I don't know. Yeah, he's just not having a good life. I don't know. You can't tell him nothing either. Like, he wants to do it the way he's doing it. You know, he's just, I am too. So, like look how stubborn I am. Like, I didn't get it from nowhere. Yeah, I'm kind of laying back. I don't know. Might look a little sloppy behind me. It is It's organized, but I guess it looks okay. Back's just hurting. And I don't know if you guys want to have a 2.5-hour video. I mean, I just, dude, like I said, I'm digging it. Like, it's fun. It just feels like I got my people with me, you know? Someone to talk to, shit like that. It's kind of cool. What, you want to see some feet? Them babies are good. And no, not like that kind of feet, yo. What I mean is, like, them fucking been through some shit. Frostbit till the point where they don't fucking have any, or they like tingle and burn. Yeah, I don't know, it's not that bad of frostburn, I don't guess. But this skin almost fucking came off. I guess we'll take you over here with me. You can just see, yeah, the window's dotted out. We're covered up. Uh-oh. Too many brand names. Well, maybe they'll sponsor me. Screw it. I don't know. I'm probably not, like, the best part of waking up is stoner in your cup. But, is that a catchphrase? Can I get in trouble for that? If I said stoner in your cup, like, I'm the stoner in your cup. I'm not a stoner. Maybe I am. I don't know, I like cannabis, but, like, I never, like, made it my sole personality, you know. I don't know. I'm glad, like, some of the people who do it right, but some of the people who do it just shouldn't be doing it. Like Snoop Dogg, he does it right, I think. Dre, like, I guess that's kind of like the difference, like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Like, Snoop Dogg, you know he's smoking. Like, Dre, you kind of don't really know. You know, like, as much as Dre makes it very obvious, I don't know, it's just like, it's like like, it's like he's overpowering the, like, cannabis. you know, like his personality or like his whatever it is. Then you got Eminem who don't fuck with nothing. Yeah, I wasn't saying his name earlier, but now I am. I think he's a cool dude. I don't know. He probably wouldn't think I'm a cool dude. I don't even know. I don't know. I heard like it's kind of messed up to hang around. Like he gets into some shit. So like I don't even know if I could hang. Like with some of the shit they do. Like but this thing here, do you see this little black box? Is amazing. Like it's called a Halo, and it literally is a lifesaver. Like Halo is a circle with a hole in it. Lifesavers are a circle with a hole in it. Huh? Did Jesus have a free life? Did Jesus have another life? If I get a Halo, do I get a free? Do I get like a revive, instant revive or something? Okay, so this bad boy here is phenomenal. This thing's been saving my ass left and right. You got your little jump. It comes with a plug-in for jumper cables. They're not very long. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. Like if you have a standard battery on an older vehicle, like it's right there, you know, accessible, and there's no bars over it. Like I was in a Chevy Venture, and those things aren't built to work on for nothing. They ain't even built to maintenance. You can't. It's so hard to put brake fluid in them. I mean, it's not even possible. But so anyway, there's the button to put that on. You got your air compressor right here. You got air hose in the back. You just kind of tucked up in there. And you got your charger for, this is what I use it for. This is what I've been sticking with it. Holds the charge so I can get like 2 or 3 charges on my phone and, you know, be able to have some technology with me while I'm rolling. That's why I could have been recording the whole time. But again, I think it's just kind of meant to be that I didn't do it then, because it might not have flowed so naturally. I might end up pushing away any of you guys that would have hung out with me with my aggression, because like in this time too, I was coming across a lot of people that were like suicidal and stuff, or had issues of some sort, or just went through something intense. One guy was a guy who got jumped and his truck stolen, and he had like a $3,000 he just cashed in an envelope in his glove box or something. So they like, and that was what he lived in, and found him at the gas station that I would go to, and I'd like pick up a little bit, and I got to pick up the gas station because like people would just litter all over this place. Like, there's garbage everywhere, and the guys in there were great, so I like tried to help out, you know, keep their place looking good. But so this guy was out there, and he was all pissed off because all this just went down. And because he was so ticked off and pissed off, he was scaring away everyone that wanted to help him. Like, everybody's seen him in this fucking shitty position, but his anger and the way he was behaving, like the energy he was giving off, was like creeping people out. And so me, you know, I don't shy, like I'm not afraid. You know, like that's, in the beginning of this, I actually like lost my feelings, my emotions, like fear and joy and depression. Like none of them. And it's just like, it was like life didn't, like, it's almost like, you know, without them, it was almost like I wasn't living, you know, like it was like life was missing something big. Like without feeling it, it's, you know, that's why you give life meaning, you know, try to make it mean what you want it to mean. See it for what you want it to be. Not for what you're afraid it might be, you know. See it for what it is, and you just be good that way. Like if you just see it for what it is, it's kind of like me. I'm mostly just looking at it for what it is, and then I apply my emotional attachment. Like if it's safe, like if you show me that what it is you just don't care about anybody but yourself, like it's not safe for me to put like too much care or concern into you, you know. And but anyway, so I found this guy. He was, repelling any help he could with his intense anger and stuff. And so, like, I offered him some money, and he was honest enough to say, well, he said he was being honest, that he was gonna go get some alcohol if he got it. And I was like, yeah, it's not the right ingredient for you, bud. Like, it's just not. Like, you're gonna not care. You're in a pissed off state. You're gonna slowly, like, stop giving a shit that you're in a pissed off state, and like who you affect or like, offend or whatever the hell. And you're gonna do yourself more harm. You're gonna end up in jail. So me being an advocate of cannabis and knowing its beneficial effects is calming and is a calming sensation, and more aware. Like, you become more aware on cannabis rather than less aware, or less. You become more caring. You care a little more. That's why, like, you get creative. You start thinking about things, caring about them. Like, oh, I just noticed this, and then like, oh, I don't care anymore. I kind of don't really know why I was thinking about that. I'm just saying, like, so, like, I felt that cannabis was more the ingredient to soothe, to remedy the situation, and it worked. I mean, I didn't. I waited. I let him. I wasn't gonna push cannabis on him. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, well, if you want alcohol, here, smoke a joint instead. So I just, like, oh, you want alcohol? I just explained, like, the same thing I explained to you. Like, it's not a good ingredient to put here, and I use different words that would, make sense for him in that situation. You have to understand who you're talking to and where they're at. Uh, so, I got him talking about things he liked and music and stuff. And then he's like, now he's happy. He asked me for weed. And I was like, well, it just so happens I was trimming for a buddy. He gave me, like, I didn't tell him all that, but just so happened that at the time I went and trimmed for a buddy. The dude lost his leg, and he gave me 2 ounces. So, just enough of the legal limit to carry where I'm at. So I come home. Well, 2.5 is actually the legal limit. But anyway, so, I got that, and, here it is. So I go home, I roll them 3 up, because 3 is my favorite number. So roll them 3 decent dubs, and I think he needed food at the time, or a shirt. I think it was clothes, so I got him a shirt and socks. And then I go back, and he's asking me what size shoe I am, and I'm like, I tell him what size shoe I am, and he says, never mind, that's not the size shoe he wears. And this lady overheard it, and now he's not being a jerk or pissed off. He's just happy to have, somebody who cares about him. And, so I ran, so she comes over, gives him a pair of shoes that she just bought that don't fit her husband. And, she takes off. Somebody gives him a nice tea. He gives it to me and says he wants to give me something back. I'm like, yo, I don't, like, if you're out here hurting, dude, you're going to want to hold on to this. He's like, no, look. And he shows me he's got like 3 bottles of water. People bought him, like, since he's been happy now, he's getting stuff. Like, the people are buying him waters and, like, little snacks and shit. So, like, he changed. He made a change in himself, and the way the world responded to him changed. You know, uh, but so then he's like, tell me about food, and I had just been starving, so I knew exactly. Like, I didn't care. I had just gotten a loaf of bread and peanut butter and jelly and a couple apples and stuff. Somebody nice enough to get it for me got it for me. And so I made him a couple peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, threw 2 apples in a bag, and, ran those to him. After that, it was about done. But I left him in a way better state of being than he had himself in. For whatever that's worth, whatever the point of saying that was. Oh, like I could have been doing the same thing. You know, I could have been on here all ticked off about my situation a little more than I needed to be. Like I needed to get that mad about my situation to really understand it and not shy away from looking at it, you know. Uh, like when something hurts bad enough, eventually, you know, you just stop giving a shit and you go to try to fix it, you know. So, you know, that's kind of like where the anger made me mad enough to where I decided to look at this and take a look and figure it out, and it worked. It worked for me. It's not gonna work forever. Like some people just be. I would much, if you can do it happy, do it happy. You know, that's the better way to do it. Uh, I did manage to become very like happy alone, and then once I brought people into my life and tried to explain, or once people started entering my life again, they started telling me how stupid they thought I was, and like all those negative inputs brought me back down to here where I'm at now, like normal, I guess. Like, and it sucks. Like eventually, maybe I'll be, because at the time, like it was life or death, make my dreams happen or die, you know, and uh, it was so I was getting hit with all these like amazing feelings and realizations and seeing the world around me that I live in these beautiful and new ways. Like almost like as if the light became more, like I had been saying on the other video. But like almost like there was more to see. Like when I start, cause so after during the actual shutdown process, I forgot this happened. It was after the thing grabbed my spine, but it was during the shutdown because I know because where I was at, uh, I just happened to wake up at like 2, 3 in the morning, and one of those infomercials were on where it's like a church thing, and I donated like the special amount, uh, and something actually happened, oddly enough. Like I went outside and I meditated. Like it was like I got like something asked me for a wish, and I wasted the fuck out of it, dude. Like I asked for like humans to be spared because I didn't want to live here alone. Like that's so stupid. Like you know, I had a chance to ask for my wish, to be granted, and I realized that like it's just not as fun alone. You know, even if I had the chance, like um, but you know, that said, I didn't give up. Like I just, you know, like okay, I guess I can't ask you for that, but I'm gonna still ask you to help me do it, like figure it out, whatever. And he did. Like, but so when I went out and I meditated for the first time ever, I seen it was a gold, it was gold, but I seen the staff from like the medical symbol, like that, like the staff with the snakes that spiral and the wings. It was a golden one of those, a giant one in the sky, like where the sun is. And then around it, like everywhere, in every molecule in the air, like sparkled. Like it was just amazing. And then it started snowing, and like the snow wasn't cold. Nothing, like none of it was cold. I was so warm, and like all these little sparkles, the colors I wanted, like my aura to be, started like you know everywhere, just like from me to that, every my whole visible, you know, sight line was little tiny dots, like peep, 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 like everywhere, just sparkling, and like I can see them now too. Like not right now, I'm not seeing them, but like if I like focus my eyes a special way, like it happens again. And again, it could be optical illusions, but the golden staff was no optical illusion. That was like it could have been a mental, like a bad. It could have been my imagination mixing with my, but no, like, and I know the things I'm describing don't really, uh, like they could suggest like a fragile state of like, you know, separation of reality and non-reality, but or like imagination, but that's not actually the case here because I am fully aware of it. Like like there's stuff I'm saying, even though it's like, it's not in reality now. I'm aware of that. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to bring it into reality. Like I'm trying to create it. Uh, so like my sanity, I don't necessarily think's in question, just because I want to do something that hasn't been done before. Uh, Sometimes like I get so pissed off that like that's even been a thing from people who's like that it's really like, is your sanity intact? Like, look how you're treating, your people, people you say you care about. I don't know. That's just like, it's not to be rude towards them, but like, like how nice is it to say somebody's insane for trying to do, what I'm saying? Like, so, you give what you get, if that's what you gave me, like me telling the truth about it and talking about it, if you're upset about it, it's whatever, you didn't care if I was upset either, so, like, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be like Dickie McDickerson over here. I'm just saying. Like, you gotta go for it. Like, you can't get mad about not winning a race you never fucking entered, But then, like, too, like, why is it so problematic to have original ideas? Like, granted, it's not like fully my original idea. It's like something I created from somebody else's idea. But I mean, that's kind of like I do, but I think like that's like he would be happy. I don't know. I hope Akira is. Like, I don't know. It's like I said, it feels like you made this character for me. It's almost like it feels like you made it. Like the fact that it feels like I resonate with Broly to the degree I do, and then like to have found out, because like I was working and I didn't find out about the Broly remake until during I was doing this. Like, uh, no, I think it was before. Because once I seen the remake, I was like, yeah, that's the one. Like, because Goku, originally, there's something bad at, like, so, okay, here, you guys want to do, like, some Dragon Ball Z talk? Like, uh, so, has anybody ever heard of the Triforce, right? Like, from Zelda, The Legend of Zelda? Uh, so in Japan, there's this understanding of something called a Triforce, apparently, or three parts to, 3 parts that require balance. And maybe it's just from a video game. Maybe it's not like an actual Japanese thing, but it makes a lot of sense. Especially when you like think about the Holy Trinity. Like the Holy Trinity is 3 parts to make one whole, and in the Triforce you have 3 triangles to make one whole triangle. So it's like 3 smaller versions of itself uniting to make one better version of itself, more complete version. Uh, Purpose of that is that, so you have 3 points on, you have 3 triangles, and each one represents an aspect of, character. uh One is strength, or one is courage, one is wisdom, and one is power. And balancing all 3, it will, yields the best results. uh and because like any side of that could focus. But so Dragon Ball Z and how that relates. Each character, like each of the 3 Saiyans that we have now, with Broly included, represent one of those pieces of the triangle. You have Goku, who's courage, Vegeta, who's wisdom, and then you got Broly, who's just raw natural power. Uh, Yeah, so, I mean, it's not a very long explanation. I mean, it could be if you needed proof. Like, I mean, Goku being courage, right? How do I come to that conclusion? Well, has Goku ever been stronger than the person he went to go fight? You know, like right there says it all. Like, Goku's looking for someone stronger than him to push himself. That sounds courageous, right? It's like the embodiment of courage. Like, I don't care how strong you are. You're up to no good, I'm fighting you. You know. Vegeta, his wisdom held him back from standing up. Like, he could have stood to Frieza, but he chose not to because it was smart, it was wiser to wait till like a moment arose. uh, and that's kind of where like he was down on himself and why he looked at Goku like he was so awesome because his courage, like, you know, and Vegeta being wisdom would recognize the benefits of courage because he's wise. Uh, and wisdom isn't knowing things. Like, wisdom and intelligence are two different things. Wisdom is like conceptual and like a generalized understanding that like this is just the way things work and don't work. Uh, Intelligence is what I believe. I don't know, you can look up the definitions yourself, but intelligence is, in my opinion, is stored information, the ability to store information. And then if you go to like IQ, like actually putting it into play, then you're measuring different parts of the body, like how you, or different way aspects of the brain, like, or a mind, not the brain. The brain is a physical. The mind is, you know, a spiritual or like a meta version. But girl, them be stinky. uh, but you know when you like intelligence, so like the ability to retain information, but also to organize it and utilize it. You know, that's more intelligence. What you have stored and known, and the ability to implicate it. Uh, or maybe the ability to implicate it's the wisdom part, and the intelligence is simply the amount of information you can retain. I don't know. Uh, Again, these are kind of like understandings that I'm trying to go deeper into uh, than what's already available. You know, make the circle complete. Uh, well, we got movement from my little girl. I'm glad to see you moving like that, though. Yeah, hi. Yeah, she likes being under the covers. She's a pit bull, short hair, so she likes it warm. Apparently, I don't know. She does. I don't know if all of them do. Oh, I just hope she gets better. I don't like seeing her all not feeling it.